and perhaps in certain respects most simply, you can use the materials as they are, but encourage in your learners the development of simple questions which engage them in a critical evaluation of the materials they are using.
Hi, I'm Hedvig from Gallery Teachers. Welcome to our channel. If you are an English teacher or considering becoming one, make sure that you subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell for our weekly TEFL teaching tips.
Don't worry. If you're concerned that your teaching materials are not particularly inclusive, and that as a busy teacher, you don't know what to do to make your classes more inclusive, and indeed to develop a real spirit of inclusion in ELT, then we're here to help. And the fact that you are thinking about inclusion is already a great start. In answer to your question, there are a number of ways in which you can approach this challenge. And when we think about teaching materials, there are three main ways of working. Number one, substitute the materials, find something which is more inclusive. But I do recognise that's not always possible. So number two, you can adapt your materials, making changes to a reading text using, for example, AI to make better representation of the characters in a reading. But thirdly, and perhaps in certain respects most simply, you can use the materials as they are, but encourage in your learners the development of simple questions which engage them in a critical evaluation of the materials they are using. This doesn't mean that you're diminishing the value of the skills, reading, listening, reading or writing, or the systems, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, discourse, but rather you're opening your students' eyes to new or different ways of seeing the world that are more inclusive. Now, that might sound a bit complex, so let me give you a simple example. Imagine that in the course book there is a role play, and the role play is between a man and a woman who are going out for a meal in a restaurant, and they're served by an attractive blonde-haired waitress. And one of you has to complain to the waitress because the food is not what it should be. Maybe it's under or overcooked, or it's cold. Now, this is based on a real role play in a real course book. But can you identify ways in which it's exclusive rather than inclusive? There are a number of issues here that you could pick up on, and you can develop your students' attention to this. First of all, it is very heteronormative. We have a male-female couple going out for dinner. Couldn't that be a male-male set of partners, or two lesbians, or two transgender characters going out for dinner? Likewise, the illustration in the course book is all white faces. This is exclusive of racial difference. And also, I think we have an issue of gender stereotyping. We have an attractive, blonde-haired female waitress. And once our students start thinking about the world around them and the way in which that world is represented, or in this case, misrepresented in the language course book, we are on to a winner, because we are not having to make many changes, or indeed any changes to our teaching materials, but we are encouraging our learners to critique the materials and to engage in a more inclusive worldview. Now, I'm going to suggest in the masterclass that our job is more than being a teacher. We are educators. We are helping to develop global citizens of the future. And what better way to do that than by opening their eyes to the differences in the world and making them citizens who are inclusive of all of those differences?